Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92, and I'm back with another Kamehameha reaction video. And today we got a good one, you guys. We're going to be going over Dragon Ball Kakumei. Universe 19 has. But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit the like button so we can trigger YouTube algorithm and we can be seen by a bigger audience. Also, if you're new here, thank you for coming by and checking out the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and become a part of the Dragon Ball Art family. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so that way you can be updated whenever I drop a video. All right. So for one, I want to speak about Dragon Ball Daima's episode 19. Man, it was an amazing episode, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Super Saiyan 4 in the grown adult version of Goku was very nice. And now that we got Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta being canon is a beautiful thing, because I always wondered why Vegeta never reached that level or why he couldn't access that form. But as we can see that he can access the form, he just chose not to. It's a very interesting plot scheme. And I wonder how they're going to remix everything with Dragon Ball Super, because the whole thing is a lot of stuff is contradicting, the storylines are contradicting each other in a lot of ways. And at this point, it really don't matter because we really did want to see these forms. But I hope they tie in the storylines in a creative way to where it can make everything fit perfectly in. That's going to be very nice. And then we can pursue and move on and progress the storyline. You know, it's like an exciting time for Dragon Ball fans, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. And the way that the episode was done was very beautiful. Vegeta was putting up a good fight against Goma, man. And that third eye is something else. I know y'all agree, because man, he was putting in that work, and Goma was just coming back, bro. It's like his stamina was not being reduced in any type of way. You know, but you got to give it up for Vegeta. You know, he will not stop fighting to the death of him, man. And that part when Bulma told him that she's not gonna take a bath with him anymore if he don't come down and stop fighting, that was hilarious, bro. Like one of the most funniest moments in Dragon Ball to me. You know, because I never seen a moment like that before in Dragon Ball. You know, they have some funny moments, but that topped the cake right there, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. But when Goku first transformed into the Super Saiyan form, the transformation, I just want to get this, the transformation scenes were amazing. It was beautiful, the way the artwork was done, the way the transitions happened. You know, even all the demon realms were able to feel Goku's power after he turned into that Super Saiyan 4 version, the Daima version. You know, and I gotta say, man, it is a bit different than the Super Saiyan 4 we're usually known, you know, with the black hair, the red eyes. You know, it's different because he got that red hair and his eyes look more like a Super Saiyan god. But to me, these forms are off the chain, and I'm excited to have this new content in the Dragon Ball community. All right, man. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started on the content today. I was looking through the videos to see if I can find, you know, versions of Dragon Ball Kakumei that actually tell the story. You know, and I found one actually through Unreal and Gaming's channel. You know, that guy's he does a lot of work over there, man. Salute to you, brother. Because a lot of the Dragon Ball content that I find a lot of stuff on his page, especially when it comes to the fan mangas. So we're gonna go ahead and get this party started today, you guys. All righty. Let's go. You already know what it is.
As our story opens up with a brief introduction to both Goku and Vegeta's battle history, as the narration went on to inform the viewers by stating, among all the fighters the Z-Warriors have faced during their odyssey, a formidable new Saiyan had appeared. Goku and Vegeta struggled to beat this mighty foe. Those two ended up uniting their power in order to put down the monster they were facing. Broly, which once more is a direct reference to Dragon Ball Super Broly, as the narration then went on to continue. Goku's pure mind led him to see the goodness within the legendary warrior. Broly was then indebted towards Goku as an inconceivable friendship was born, which based on the illustration goes on to showcase the friendship that
Goku's ability to make his enemies his friends is one of his biggest attributes in my eyes, because in a lot of ways you got to respect that about a fighter that doesn't see that can see past the bad in somebody, that can actually bring out the good in everybody. And a lot of times we need that type of people around us, to help us grow in life. And it's amazing to me how throughout Goku's years and experience and his journey, he was able to turn all his enemies into his closest friends. And they all fight for the same goals, the better good of everybody. It's a beautiful thing, man. And the storyline is already kicking off with the Brawly movie, and he did the same thing with Brawly. I just can't wait to see more developments of that. Let's get back to the content.
Was born following the events of both Gogeta versus Broly. As we only then venture back to Earth, the narration continues. While everything was quiet all over Universe 7, an event from the past was going to overcome the future. The consequences of a benevolent action will impact the coming events at a much larger scale, which of course illustrates the case in point of Android 17 having to then make his wish during the events of the Tournament of Power. As we only then venture on over to Universe 6, specifically on planet Sadala, we observe how the God of Destruction Champa along with his angel Vados are present on planet Sadala, as Caulifla went on to comment, "Lord Champa, teach me some super secret technique," as it was only during that moment where Champa went on to spill his drink from his mouth. He then went on to ask, "What's that? An earthquake?" Caulifla asks, because everything on planet Sadala seems to be shaking, as Caulifla went on to respond, "So, is this one of the techniques you'll teach me today?" As Champa went on to disregard her comment by asking, "Why is Beerus in this universe?" Curious, Vados comments, as Caulifla went on to transform into a Super Saiyan 2 behind Champa, as she went on to then comment, "Our revenge is getting close, Kale. Goku, just you wait." As it was clear that Caulifla wanted to get back at Goku following the events of the Tournament of Power, as we then venture on over to Universe 11.
Goku did do Kefla bad though in the Tournament of Power though. He slid on her ice cream rainbow beam and just gave her the business, bro. Like that was like an amazing shot that they did, man. Like I really love that scene, bro, because it was just something different, man. We haven't seen that in Dragon Ball. I ain't seen nobody slide on no beam like that, bro, and a miss to attack them. Like that was raw, bro. That was raw artwork. That was raw writing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the content.
We only then get to see how Toppo is bowing before Belmont, as out of nowhere, all of a sudden, their universe also begins to shake, as Toppo comments, "Goku?" As everything seen on Belmont's planet is then beginning to crack and break, as Margarita comments, "Oh, it's as if they were really close to us." As we then go back to Universe 7's Earth, we get to see how on the planet itself, there seems to be utter chaos happening, as buildings are being blown away, cars are being blown away, and Police Chief Krillin is trying to do everything in his ability by protecting the people and stopping these cars from flying, as Krillin went on to...
Well, you got to give Krillin props, right? He did what was best in his eyes for his life, man. He became a cop, something that he know that he can handle when it comes to dealing with Earthlings, because Krillin knew he couldn't fight the super strong aliens that was coming to Earth. He left that for Goku and them. But, Krillin did try. He still tries. He's not scared to engage into a battle, even with enemies that's way stronger than him. I mean, in a sense, he acts scared, but he still actually does it. So I don't look at that as fear. I look at that as courage, you know what I mean? To be able to face enemies that for a fact you can't beat, you know what I mean? But Krillin took the route that was best for him and his family, and you got to respect that. And then in this, I'm wondering what's going on. Why is everything chaotic and everybody feel Goku's and Beerus' power? What is these two doing? Like, are they training, or they're probably fighting, bro, more than likely. But let's get to the content.
Comment, "Do not panic. Get out of the bus one by one," in ordering the people to remain calm as he's trying to protect them. And with Krillin then having to look on up in the sky, he then comments, "Goku, don't you feel like your frenzied quest for power is getting too far?" Because it would only appear as though all of this is being caused by Goku to some capacity. As we only then make our way back to Goku and seeing what's going on, it was only then clear, as Goku was shown engaging against another individual, we only then see how the individual that Goku was going up against against in using such power was of course none other than the god of destruction Beerus, as both Goku and Beerus seemed to be engaged in a test of strength and going all out in their fight somewhere in space.
Bro, I'm ready to see a rematch between Goku and Beerus. It's about time, don't y'all think? I want to see how well Ultra Instinct will actually face against Beerus at his full power. Or is Beerus just outclassing Goku even in his Master Ultra Instinct state? I'm very curious, man, and I'm wondering when they're gonna actually make that happen, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that wants to see that fight. You feel me? This is going pretty good though so far.
As everyone within the universe, including the Oracle Fish, Whis, and the Supreme Kai seemed to be feeling the after effects of this battle, the Supreme Kai was then shown having to contact Whis, as the Supreme Kai comments, hello Whis, I am deeply sorry for contacting you, but the universe is shaking. Moreover, I feel Son Goku and Lord Beerus' auras are going berserk. May I ask for an explanation of what is currently happening? As Whis went on to respond, what's happening? Dear Shin, it is the culmination of the training of Son Goku. As of course we then get to see how Goku is infusing even more power within himself in showcasing Super Saiyan Blue. The battle itself involving the two seems to be so intense that Whis is the only one that kind of knows.
Super Saiyan Blue, I mean, it's been nerfed. I mean, it's not as great as they made it to be when the form first hit the scene. But in this manga, they're giving justice to Super Saiyan Blue, because if he's battling Beerus and the energy is felt all over the universe and even in other universes, that's showing the feats of what Super Saiyan Blue can actually do. But in the original series, Super Saiyan Blue doesn't have these feats. So I am appreciating the fan manga for giving some credit and some love to Super Saiyan Blue. Let's go.
What's going on, as even with Goku having to acknowledge his newly found powers by gripping onto his hand out of nowhere, Beerus went as far as to almost blast Goku's head off. As Goku went on to nearly avoid it, it is more so clear now than ever before that Beerus seems to be enjoying himself in this engagement against Goku. As of course the two then go on to attack each other, they miss, and because of that they end up destroying all of the surrounding planets around them, which I think is incredibly spectacular to see the level of impact that these two have, because you can go as far as to almost feel the tension between the two, because assumingly enough Goku is trying to prove his point in the overall idea that perhaps maybe Goku assumes that in fact now he is a lot stronger than Beerus, with of course Beerus having to counter this by reminding Goku that he in fact is.
Wait, bro, how is Goku breathing in space, bro? Like, how is this even possible? Like, is he still in the atmosphere of a planet with air or something? Because I'm just confused right now, because Goku is not a deity. He can't just breathe in space like Frieza. So quite interesting. Well, let's get back to the content.
The strongest, and with Goku then shown powering up, even while mixing the power of Super Saiyan Blue with Ultra Instinct, Goku attempted to attack Beerus but to no avail, because Beerus was actually then shown being fast enough to not only avoid and dodge Goku's attack, but also being quick enough to get behind him and kicking Goku directly in the back of the neck, which you can see the level of impact as Goku went on to spew out blood, but he's not done, because from there, Goku quickly went on to turn around by blasting Beerus, but Beerus is simply too fast. Beerus is ducking, dodging, avoiding, and speed blitzing his way all around Goku's attacks, as eventually enough towards the end, Beerus ends up deflecting all of these attacks right back at Goku, and Goku's trying to figure out as to what to do, because as strong as Goku is now, Beerus seems to be matching him all the way through, as there is a massive and yet beautiful explosion scene in space as Beerus is wondering as to what the heck is going on. With Goku really not having any other option but to take the attacks head on, it was only then shown where Goku went on to whoosh away the smoke, and then having to be shown speed blitzing behind Beerus, as Beerus had no idea as to what the heck just happened. Goku was then fast enough in getting behind Beerus and charging up for a massive attack, in which, as he did, he was thus able to finally connect in blasting Beerus from point blank range, as you can feel the level of impact from this attack, because Goku's attack alone was able to shatter and destroy multiple planets being shown that were unironically in the way of Beerus and Goku having to battle, and with Beerus being blasted with such force that you could also see that Beerus is having a difficult time in being able to gauge up against.
Yeah, in this series, Goku is really putting up a fight against Beerus, especially with the Super Saiyan Blue. He's even damaging Beerus, and that's a high feat. And I figured that's where they were going in the first place. I think they just changed the whole storyline up. But I'm loving this right now, bro, because Beerus now has a challenge, the challenge that he's seen in his dream. You know what I mean? So it's amazing. You guys are doing a wonderful job with this storyline. Yes, salute.
Goku, because not only is Beerus being shown battle damaged and there's blood coming out of his mouth, but at the same time, this was a strong enough attack that sent Beerus flying not only through multiple planets, but his body was also shown bouncing off of planets as, of course, it went on to tear right through. All the while, on the other side of space, Goku is shown standing there. He's trying to figure out as to what the heck just happened, if this was a strong enough attack that Goku had unleashed in having to put Beerus down. But then, as unbeknownst to Goku, out of nowhere, Beerus came dashing right back at Goku by grabbing him by the face, in which went on to happen so quickly that Goku wasn't able to register as to how fast Beerus was at that current point in time.
I wonder if Beerus have access to Ultra Instinct in this storyline, because he's moving pretty quick. And for him to get blasted like that and just to pick back up like that kind of shows you that the blast wasn't that strong. It did do some damage, but not enough damage to where it really put him down. So Beerus is one strong god of destruction. For real.
As you can see it within Goku's eyes that Beerus was gearing up for a massive attack, in which he was, because as this attack was beginning to formulate within Beerus's palm, he then placed this attack directly in front of Goku's head, which at that current point in time, one can assume that Beerus was in fact ready to kill, because you can see it upon his face that Beerus looks absolutely crazy, which he wasn't afraid on risking the overall fact that he was willing to kill Goku at that moment. But with Goku's instincts then having to kick in before Beerus could do anything to harm him, it was only then shown how Goku was able to slip away and flying past Beerus, and with Beerus having...
You may think that an adult they can't stop watching the P word looks something like this, but this is what they really look like.
Having to chase him, there was no doubt that wherever Goku and Beerus had stepped foot on, they ended up fighting, and because there was a calm, cool, and peaceful planet shown with an animal just about to drink water until Goku and Beerus had went on to land on the planet and fighting momentarily until seconds later, they were gone. And as they left, you can see how the planet was literally just stripped of its grass, of its water, and even the animal's fur, because although Goku and Beerus had went on to land on the planet for a momentary second, their overall presence of simply having to be there...
It's like they're putting all these other planets in danger, man. Like they don't care about the lives because they both are freaking battle hungry, man. They going at each other's head no matter what the cost is. It's a pretty good fight. Pretty good fight. Who gonna win this?
Had affected the entire planet, and with Goku being shown having to flee away, that's when Beerus went on to shout, "Come over here, son Goku!" And Beerus looks crazy, and Goku looks worried, because Beerus seems to be enjoying this a lot more than Goku, because Goku now knows that he has to get away from Beerus, that he has to do something in order to distract Beerus. But then, before Goku could even act, that's when Beerus went on to grab Goku by the leg, and as he did, Beerus proceeded in tugging Goku forward and then having to use him and kind of using Goku somewhat like a ragdoll and having to throw him forward. And as Beerus went on to throw Goku forward, you can immediately tell that Beerus had gone on to use a lot of force and a lot of power in doing so, because Goku's body wasn't able to do much, as of course Beerus followed through by blasting Goku. So Goku's body was then shown having to be on somewhat of a collision course and having to land on a remote planet that seemingly enough was indeed far away, and Goku had no means of stopping himself, because the sheer magnitude and force, as I just said, in which Beerus had thrown Goku with was so strong and so powerful that even as Goku's body is going flying through space, he's coughing up blood, he's trying to garner somewhat of momentum and having to stop himself, as of course his body from there was shown crashing through planet after planet after planet, until there was one planet in particular in which Goku was heading towards, and he was heading there with such force that you can actually see the shockwaves of the level of speed in which Goku's traveling in, even through space, as the residing residents of this planet seemed to notice something having to come down from the sky, and literally not having a clue as to what the heck was going on in space, until one of the children of this residing town had seen Goku fall down, and Goku had managed to hit the ground with such tremendous pressure that it not only went on to create this massive, massive, massive crater within the planet, but
the artwork is dope. The background, the way that they drew the background is incredibly detailed. And that's something that I need to work on for myself, is doing backgrounds. There are amazing artists, whoever created this manga right here. But I wonder if Goku gonna survive that, bro, because Beerus tossed him like a rag doll, bro. Like, really. And the way that he landed, it probably broke all his bones in his body. You can see all the blood he coughing up, so you know he's injured. I wonder if Goku go pull out of this one. Let's see. Suspense.
You could also go as far as to imagine what the sheer impact and force would be like for a god of destruction to literally throw you with everything he has through space and landing directly down on a planet. There was no way that Goku was able to continue this, as of course his entire face was covered in blood, as he had reverted back down to his base form. There's blood all over his face, there's steam coming out of his mouth, as that exact same little kid had just gone on to witness what had happened with Goku having to be lying within the crater. It was only then shown as Beerus was hovering above the planet, he went on to stick his finger up in the sky in creating this massive energy sphere in space which resembles that of the sphere of destruction, in really not having any care in the world for the residents of this planet nor for Goku, because Beerus was going to go on and destroy both of them either way. So it really wasn't any skin off of Beerus's bones. As Goku went on to look up, he was horrified because he knew that Beerus was planning on unleashing something big. So what Goku does is he powers right back up to Super Saiyan Blue. He tries to sit up, and this little kid is scared out of his mind as Goku went on to shout, "Get out of here!" Because Goku knows exactly what Beerus was going to do, and with Beerus then shown smiling, Goku knew that he was going to launch this attack either way. As of course Goku quickly acted in leaving the planet, he then went on to ask, "Why put an entire species in danger, Lord Beerus?" But unbeknownst to Goku, that same little kid that he just told to get out of the way had latched himself on Goku's
That's
leg,
crazy,
as Goku
bro.
was shocked because this little kid
Like, why would the kid do something like that, bro? Knowing that he just seen it. I don't understand that type of, like, sometimes these kids, bro, be doing too much, bro. It's like you're too intrigued, bro. He put himself in danger. I'm pretty sure Goku go protect him, but geez, like, why would you do that, bro? Like, run to your parents. Don't grab onto the warrior that you just seen fall. Man, I would have went far away from the situation, bro. There's no way. It's crazy work.
is scared. This little kid seems to be crying, but either way, Beerus does not care, because Beerus then went on to respond by telling Goku, "Get ready, son Goku," which instead of sacrificing that little child's planet, Goku went on to a nearby moon. But either way, there was a distraction, which was the little kid that was clinging onto his leg, as Goku knew that he had to protect him, but at the same time, Beerus was just about to unleash this massive attack, in which he did, and as this attack was then shown hurtling towards Goku, Goku was shocked because he didn't know how to act, he didn't know how to respond, he didn't know what to do. So instead, he ends up taking this blast head on, as we get to see how this gigantic sun-like attack had then swallowed the nearby moon that was on that planet.
Just want to say that if Goku took that blast head on, there was no way that kid was going to survive, bro, because Goku's pretty much trying to survive himself. Beerus is not a weak character to where like his blast won't do no damage. So it's probably over with for that kid. Sad, bro. Sad. Make smarter choices, people.
Assumingly with Goku intact along with it, Beerus really did not care about anything during that moment outside of besting Son Goku. As we only then venture back onto Beerus's planet, we get to see how Whis was doing his best in preserving Beerus's planet considering all that had happened, because even Beerus's planet itself was beginning to get destroyed, as the Oracle Fish went on to tell Whis to keep on the fight for so long against Beerus. This Earthling is really astonishing. As Whis responds, "They left 30 minutes ago." As the Oracle Fish went to sleep, Whis then went on to continue, "I have a bad feeling. Should I join them?" As the Oracle Fish went on to utter in his sleep, "We'll act up on our own ending. Universes. Consequences." As Whis went on to shockingly respond, "Might it somehow be linked to the other current fights? Because there seems to be something
Okay, so there's something cooking up in the background right now. Even though Goku and Beerus is out there, fighting, something else is cooking up in the background. I wonder what it is. Quite interesting. Now it's getting a little interesting
going on that only the Oracle Fish and Whis know about." As we only then venture back on planet Earth, as everyone had felt the after effects of this battle, Mr. Satan then went on to comment, "The earthquake just stopped. Boo is hungry. Goku better hurry up," Chi-Chi says. "Look, Pan, it's Mr. Boo." So everyone seems to be together. Everything is calm, cool, collected, and peaceful because they don't truly know what's going on. As, of course, on the other side of the planet, we get to see how Gohan's talking to Piccolo. As Piccolo went on to tell Gohan, "Son seems to have come to his training term. Your father will be returning soon enough, Gohan." As Gohan responds, "Yes. Speaking of training, I shall get back to it soon." We never know what might happen, as Piccolo responds, glad to hear that. This will of yours to defend your people is admirable, but what about your studies? As Gohan went on to respond, I'll find a compromise, Piccolo, because even Gohan now understands that he has to train only because if something were to occur on Earth and Goku and Vegeta are not there, then he's going to be the one responsible in defending his friends, in defending his family, and by defending the Earth, as all the while on another distant planet we get to see how
Gohan putting training over studies is quite interesting. And that will actually bring out Gohan's potential. And we already know how strong Gohan can get, especially when he get upset. Beast mode, beast mode, beast mode. Man, let's go.
Vegeta is doing his own training by wielding these massive gravity weights that seem to be attached to his arms and legs, as Vegeta went on to comment, damn it, I'm stagnating. As Vegeta went on to maintain his balance, he then continues, all of this training is becoming useless because it seems as though Vegeta is adapting to his training methods and nothing in which he is doing right now seems to be helping him in getting stronger. As all the while when going back to Goku, we then observe how Goku's entire back, along with portions of his legs, have had all of his skin be burnt off. You can see the muscle, the blood, the bones, and the tissue having to emanate from Goku's body as the steam seems to be rolling off of him, as Goku went on to comment, Lord Beerus.
Goku is a beast to survive that, bro. Like, seriously, because ooh, wheezy wee. That blast took a lot from him, bro. The artwork is amazing, man. Like, it really shows details of how that blast really hurted Goku. You can literally see his bones and the tore skin and everything, man. Shout out to the artists, bro.
Without my help, a whole civilization would have gone extinguished from your hand. But again, it's not as though Beerus even cares, because he went on to respond by smiling, guess I'm just doing my job as a god of destruction. Because in actuality, he doesn't care what happens to any other planet. In fact, he doesn't even care about what happens to Goku, and Goku made that sacrifice by using his back as a means of protecting this kid as a shield, because then Goku went on to tell him, don't worry, kid. Everything's gonna be alright. And as Goku then went on to collapse, Beerus then went on to respond, never had there been a mortal that defeated me in such a fight. Even within gods, rare are those who forced me to use such power. And as Whis went on to make his presence known, Beerus then continues, however, warrior, you have reached your limits. In essentially telling Goku that there had never been a mortal that was able to beat Beerus in battle, even with the inclusion of some of the other gods. And as Goku falls into this dream sequence in remembering his friends, in remembering Baba, in remembering Vegeta, in remembering his family, Goku then seems to find a bit of comfort and a bit of relaxation in this world, as Goku comments, it's so nice, but what is this place? Just when I was getting thirsty, as he looks to be immersing himself within this world, it was only then where out of nowhere, where on the outside Goku's vessel, Goku's body, is then shown standing up. As a familiar aura then begins to engulf his entire body, Goku had now managed to reactivate the powers of Ultra Instinct in remembering his friends, in remembering his family,
in this version, Goku didn't have access to Ultra Instinct. Now he's tapping back into Ultra Instinct. He must be tapping into the Amen version of Ultra Instinct right now because his hair is now white. So, let's see what's happening.
Keeping that calm state of mind, as even though it was the sign variation, the omen variation of what Ultra Instinct was, it was only during this moment where Goku went on to take comfort by holding on to this kid, and as soon as Goku then took flight, he immediately then proceeded in dashing right past Beerus and having to bring this kid back onto his home planet, and as he did, Goku's aura then begins to overtake all of space, because there had seemed to have been a massive effect that Goku had created all throughout space-time, in which Goku's very essence is shown shining through within deep space, and Beerus seems to be a tad bit confused by this, because what Goku had then gone on to create by using his very essence, by using that same aura that had surrounded him, was a massive dragon, similar to that of the Dragon Fist, or at least very similar to what we've seen go down in Battle of Gods, the anime, of course, which as this dragon had then made its way right towards Beerus, Beerus seemed to have been nervous and asking, what is that? But right before anything else can happen, Beerus was struck, and he was struck by this Ultra Instinct Omen-like dragon that had literally shattered everything in space, and you can only imagine the effect that these two are having on the entire universe itself. But it was only then where Goku had gone on to notice something very unusual, as there was a hand then placed on Goku's shoulder, with Goku looking absolutely shook because Goku had assumed the position that he had at least done something to put Beerus down, but in fact he did not, because the hand that was placed on his shoulder was seemingly enough Beerus's evolved Hakaishin form, because you can see the
So Beerus in this one has a transformation. I wonder if Beerus in the a regular series has a transformation that they probably go bring out. This is Raw, and it shows you the levels that Beerus can actually go. Even with the power of Ultra Instinct, he can compete. That's pretty dope.
difference in his aura, you can see the difference in his skin, you can see the symbols on his chest, as Beerus went on to tell Goku, "Be proud, son Goku. I can barely remember the last time I had combined these two powers," which of course is in reference to his Hakaishin form and Ultra Instinct, which is terrifying enough as it is, with Goku's body reacting instantly and moving out of the way. That's when Beerus went on to smile by responding, "Useless. You're as fast as a turtle now to me," but Goku is not giving up, because from there, even though what Beerus is saying might be true in the fact that Goku is a lot slower than what Beerus is now, Goku still refuses to give up, as he went on to charge up for a massive Kamehameha in such a beautiful way that Goku was assuming the idea that this was going to be over once, of course, this Kamehameha had then went on to make contact with Beerus, and with Whis having to...
That picture that we just passed up is super dope. That's something I'm going to try to draw. Like, real talk. I got to get my practice on. Bro, these artists are amazing, bro. Man, got to put in that work.
Look on, that's when Whis went on to respond, "Wow, they are really pushing it. Ultra Instinct combined with his destruction form." Lord Beerus does recognize Goku as a powerful warrior, and with Beerus getting ready, he then went on to respond, "Just when my body was getting rusty," he says. Goku had still continued in trying to put all of his power in this Kamehameha as Beerus was gearing up, but as it came to a surprise to Goku as well as Beerus, Goku all of a sudden had then gone on to lose his Ultra Instinct form. Beerus was surprised, Whis was surprised, and Goku's body was then slowly shown falling through space and onto a nearby piece of rock that was blown up from one of the moons, as Beerus did not know what the heck was going on, as Whis went on to respond, "This form is really hard to control even to him." As an annoyed Beerus went on to respond, "Gah, I was just starting to really get into it too." And as Beerus went on to then power back down, he then went on to remember his planet, as Beerus shouts, "Whis, my planet!" Because both Beerus and Goku had literally gone on to destroy everything that Beerus was concerned about his planet, as it was only then shown where Beerus and Whis had made their way onto the sacred world of the Kais. Beerus was then shown having to run towards the Supreme Kai, as the Supreme Kai comments, "I wonder which kind of power Goku used to shake the universe." But then, as an angry Beerus went on to swipe away Whis' staff, the Supreme Kai shouts, "Lord Beerus, what is this sudden visit for?" As Beerus went on to use Whis' staff and holding it against Shin's throat by telling him, "Tell me, you can fix my planet, right?" As Shin responds, "Yes," because the only reason as to why Beerus had come here was to force Shin fixing his planet, in which as they went on to then bring Shin to Beerus' planet, Shin was absolutely dumbfounded, as Shin went on to comment, Is that all that remains?" He says, funny as it sounds, right? As
They really did some damage out there, especially to Beerus' planet. Now Supreme Kai has the responsibility of recreating this planet. It's quite funny, man, and the way that Beerus and Supreme Kai interacts with each other, man, is super hilarious, especially since their lives is linked together. Knowing when Beerus threatens Supreme Kai, he really don't mean it, bruh. But it's hilarious how you try to use the macho stance to make Supreme Kai do whatever he wants him to do. Quite interesting, man. Let's get back to the content.
Shin comments, but what? What's wrong, Shin? Beerus asks. "Don't tell me you're not able to do your damn job." No, Shin says, "That's not it. It just might be longer than expected." "Good," Beerus says. "Whis, let's go back to Son Goku. His atmosphere aura will soon expire." In which, as Beerus and Whis then go on to take their leave, we then venture...
So Whis created an atmosphere aura for Goku to breathe in space. Because I was wondering, like, how is he fighting in space like that? That's pretty dope. The powers that the angels have are incredible, bro. Like, I wonder what can't they do? I mean, besides get involved in mortals fights and things like that, but you know, they can't fight. So quite interesting, man.
On over to the Grand Priest's palace, we then notice inside how all of the other angels are beginning to gather, as there seems to be something unusual happening, in which, of course, as they all gather together, the Grand Priest then would comment, "Thank you all for your presence. You may already know why you're here, but there's one information missing to all of you. Before all, not a single word must leave this place. If the Omni Kings are aware, heavy sanctions will be issued. As you might already know, Lapis, the Earthling of Universe 7, which is Android 17, had wished to restore the universes which disappeared during the Tournament of Power. The problem here is that it also restored the 7 universes that were a void for an eternity. 7, one of the angels asks? Weren't there 18
That's what's going on. Okay, so the wish that Android 17 made in the Tournament of the Power actually backfired, and it revived universes that wasn't supposed to come back. Now we're about to see stuff get sticky, because if they got erased, you know they're gonna be mad, bro. Let's see what happens.
universes originally? Not exactly, the Grand Priest says. I never mentioned it to any of you, but there was a 19th universe also called the Universe Zero. And with all of the angels having to look on, one of them went on to ask, "Why hide it from us, Father?" As the Grand Priest responds, "I could not do so otherwise." "I see," says Margarita. Father might have thought it could never had been. Until then, out of nowhere, each and every single one of the angels then went on to turn around, as even the Grand Priest himself was seemingly shocked as he went on to utter, "Oh, I should have known," as lo and behold, out of nowhere, in front of all of the angels standing before the Grand Priest, there was another angelic being that went on to make her presence known, as this being went on to comment, "The one you all refer to as Father is just a coward, afraid to face his own past actions."
Oh, wow.
Just who the hell do you think you are to judge Father? One of the angel asks. "Calm down, Mojito," says Margarita. "We must remain neutral despite the situation." "Kneel down," the angelic woman says. "Don't you realize how much you all are ignorant? I never abandoned you. Let me tell you about this imposter's past," the woman says, in which as these angels are now beginning to put this into question and wondering about who this woman is, it was only then where the Dragon Ball Super Kakumei manga chapter number 1 special then comes to a close. Now, what I absolutely love about this week—
That's quite interesting, man, and that's the end of the chapter. But that's quite interesting, what's going on there. So somebody's intruding into the Grand Priest's area with all the angels, and they seem to be having some type of discussion. I guess the Grand Priest must have did something in the past to this angelic lady. Now, I guess in the next episode we're gonna figure out who she is and what she on. But that's it for the video. This storyline is pretty dope. I'm gonna definitely continue to react to this storyline as well. You know, I want to give a shout out to the subscriber that suggested this video. Salute to you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming through and checking out my videos as well. And I definitely want to see what they do with this storyline. And I want to thank Unreal and Gaming for putting out the fan manga in the way that he did, to where we can follow along like that. That was really nice. So that's it for the video today, you guys. Thank you guys for coming to check me out. Make sure you check out some of my past videos that I've been recently making. I got a lot of dope content on there. You can keep up with the fan mangas and even some of my opinions on different shows like Daima. So you guys have a blessed day out there. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. I got love for you guys. Nothing but love for you guys. Make sure that you believe in yourself, because ain't nobody else go do it, man. And that's real talk. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.